The Sephora Holiday Savings Event starts this weekend, so I wanted to update you on some of my favorite high-end products I think are worth the money, worth that splurge if you're looking to shop during the sale, or even later on in November if you're keeping an eye on like the individual brand websites for Black Friday deals, Cyber Monday deals. These are my favorite products, the things that I think are worth checking out. You know that I love the drugstore. Drugstore makeup is like my top favorite, but there are some high-end products I do think perform beautifully, some great products if you are looking to buy something at Sephora right now. So I did narrow down to my top 3 in every category. I'll go through face, cheeks, eyes, lips, and then I have a random category where I did 1 skincare product, 1 hair mask, and 1 perfume. Now, if you're looking to be de-influenced, I did just do a video recently on like viral popular products I don't think are worth the money at Sephora specifically. So I'll link that video in the description box below, just some overhyped products I would recommend skipping over during the sale and just in general. But these are products I truly love, I truly recommend, again, whether you're shopping now or later on. So let's get into it. I think I'll start with eyes, but if you want to skip ahead, I'll put chapters in the description box so you can jump to the category you're most interested in hearing about. So I did purchase the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes Long Wear Cream Eyeshadow when it first launched. I picked up the shade Chestnut. I wear this so frequently. I do like liquid eyeshadows, but I feel like a lot of brands tend to do liquid glitters, liquid metallics over liquid mattes. There are a few formulas I love, like About Face or Hard Candy. Those are both great options, but I find that the Makeup by Mario formula is truly the best liquid cream shadow I've ever tried. It feels like they kind of combined all of the benefits of a liquid shadow and a cream shadow and merged them together in this formula. I'll show you just how easily it blends out. Now you can use your finger, especially if you're just applying it all over the lid. I feel like a finger just blends it out nicely too, but I typically use a pretty dense brush. Where's the one I use? This is the one I used in the application clip. It's from Real Techniques. It's their deluxe crease brush. This is my favorite. Whether I'm focusing the product on the lid or blending it up into the crease, this product just works so well. I find that if I'm using too fluffy of a brush, it doesn't give me like such a smooth blend. And because this has like a really nice creaminess to it, not just the liquid factor, I feel like it does hold its pigment even when I'm using a very dense brush. It doesn't blend away to nothing. So it truly is an effortless formula to use. It stays in place extremely well, and it just creates like a very smooth effect on the eyes. Today I'm wearing the shade Mauve. I do have a shimmer all over the lid, which I'll talk about in, or what am I wearing on the lid? I'm actually wearing the Rare Beauty highlighter in the shade Mesmerize, and then I just took a little bit of the Urban Decay Moon Shadow in Cosmic on top. But it just, again, blends out so effortlessly. So if you don't have a lot of time, you don't want to spend a lot of time blending eyeshadow into your crease all over your lid, this product is beautiful, the perfect one and done. I feel like a lot of matte shadows can just really enhance the dryness on my eyes, especially with winter right around the corner. I deal with a lot of eyelid dryness, but this product has such a smooth quality to it. Again, very long lasting, so easy to work with. It truly is like the perfect effortless shadow if you're looking for something like that. This is a little bit of a newer launch, but ever since I picked it up, I have been wearing it nonstop. It's from Tower 28. It's the GoGo Cooling Shimmer Stick. I have the shade Chateau. This color is really beautiful. I'm glad I went with this one. I am thinking about grabbing another one during the sale. I'm kind of going back and forth between, there's like a smoky kind of rich brown, and then also probably something similar to what I have on my eyes today, like a bronzy pink shade. Again, this is truly such an effortless formula. Like these two products together just allows me to create like a really beautiful eye look in 2 seconds, like even faster than one of my favorite, like super smooth, easy to blend out eyeshadow palettes. So I love that. And then again, they stay in place extremely well. So this gives you like a wet looking, shimmery, metallic eye look with no fallout. It's kind of like a cooling jelly type formula. You can easily shear this out to get a very soft look. And when I initially saw the promo photos, I was like, that's a little bit softer than I would typically like, but you can also build it up to look more intense, and it dries almost instantly. So because it dries fast, like you're not going to have a ton of time to like blend this up into the crease if that's what you're looking for, but you have enough time to kind of smooth out the edges. I typically just use my finger, and I feel like it dries down doesn't move, it's not uncomfortable, it doesn't crease, there's no fallout. Like, it truly is such a good formula. Again, I just did a dupes video, and Catrice does have a formula that performs almost identically. Those are $7. The downside is Catrice only launched 3 shades. So if there is a shade that matches up, I would recommend going with the Catrice alternative because it is just as good. But the ones that I want from Tower 28 aren't available in the Catrice formula, so I'll probably splurge and grab another one from Tower 28. One of my favorite purchases of 2025 by far is this palette from Natasha Denona. This is my most expensive recommendation, and I don't think it's going to be for everyone. I'm not saying you need to run out and buy this, especially if you have a drawer full of eyeshadow palettes. Natasha Denona makes my favorite formula by far, and if she had come out with this before, I had purchased a lot of the other palettes in my collection, I don't know that I would have needed to purchase a lot of them, because since buying this, I haven't really touched the rest of them. This formula is truly a step up, or even like multiple steps up from her other palettes. And I've always loved her formula as a whole, but this one is like super creamy, very blendable, very rich, intense. There's really nothing negative to say about this, obviously, from my perspective. I guess there is one thing. I wish it had a few more shimmers in it, and that is the reason why the deeper version from this line does appeal to me, because I think the entire center row is all metallics or shimmers, whereas with this one, there are really only 2 true shimmers. Like, some of the mattes have like a satin sheen to them, but this is such a beautiful palette. I don't regret spending my money on it because I have used it nonstop. And if I was honestly like starting my collection over, I'd probably pick this up and really not feel the need to buy any other neutral palette. Maybe something super warm, because this one does not lean extremely warm, but warm shadows aren't typically what I'm reaching for as much these days. So I have gotten a lot of use out of this, especially like the first 2/3 of the palette. I'll usually reach into these deeper shades for like a liner, or if I'm doing a little bit of a smokier eye, but usually I do something pretty light and soft these days. If you are a Natasha Denona fan, if you're looking for like an all-in-one palette, if you want something that's truly effortless to use, that looks very flattering on the eyes, especially if you have dry eyelids, a lot of fine lines, eyeshadows just typically look a little bit dry on you, this is such a great option. I actually use my finger sometimes to blend one of these matte shadows all over the lid, which I've never done. Again, if you watch my videos, you know that I pretty much never wear a fully matte look. This palette has actually had me doing a fully matte look recently, which is just not something I've ever enjoyed, but because the matte shadows are so smooth, they're very, very flattering. So I've been a big fan of that. Again, not for everyone, but if you are looking for a new palette, that is my absolute favorite one. Let's talk complexion. There aren't really a ton of high-end primers I truly think are worth that extra price point. I just think there are so many good options at the drugstore, but there is one that I use very, very consistently. It's from Huda Beauty. It's the Easy Blur Primer. I actually think she just came out with like a bronzy version of this recently. So if you're looking for like that extra glow under your foundation, that might be something that appeals to you. I just have the original formula. I did buy this when she launched the Easy Blur foundation, and it looks great with that foundation, but honestly, this looks really good under every single foundation I've ever used it with. It is extremely smoothing. It gives the skin just kind of like that true blurred effect. So if you have a lot of texture, a lot of acne scarring like I do, especially like right around my cheeks, this honestly just creates, I didn't use it today, I just have sunscreen under my foundation, but I'll show you what it looks like on the skin, and I'll show you what it looks like under foundation as well. This truly just gives your skin like that nice, even, blurred, smooth finish. So foundation applies extra well on top. I also find that this does mattify the skin, but not in a way that is uncomfortable. It doesn't tighten the skin. It doesn't feel dry. It just creates a smooth matte finish. So if you have extremely oily skin throughout the day, you'll notice your skin doesn't get quite as shiny. So overall, such a great option. It reminds me a lot of the Milani Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Smoothing Primer. So if you prefer to go drugstore, you can always pick that one up instead. If you like that formula and you're looking to try like a high-end option that performs similarly, this one's great. This one has like a little bit more of a gel-like texture. So I would say it is slightly lighter weight than the Milani one. And then it comes in like a squeeze tube, which I know some people don't prefer, like the twist off, pot type packaging. So that might appeal to you as well. But really gorgeous, something that I truly recommend. And once I run out of it, I will repurchase it. Again, it's kind of the same case when it comes to foundation. Most of my favorites are from drugstore brands. So when I find a high-end foundation I love, it kind of takes me by surprise. The Huda Beauty Easy Blur was probably the last high-end foundation I truly fell in love with, which that's not like an old foundation or anything like that, but it's been a little while. I did purchase the Natasha Denona Hy-Glam, and I was waiting for them to launch this ever since I purchased the Hy-Glam concealer because that has become my go-to. And I do recommend that if you're looking for something. I didn't include that in today's video because I always recommend that, but the foundation is just as good in a different way. The concealer is a little bit thicker, and I've heard people say that that can be kind of dry if they have dry skin. And I've also heard people say that about the foundation. So if you have extremely dry skin, this might not be the most ideal option for you. But if you have oily skin, combo skin, normal skin, I think you'll like this because it does give the skin such a beautiful glow, but it also wears extremely well throughout the day. Like, this is one of the longest wearing foundations I own, which is surprising to me because of the finish. Usually when a foundation does feel really comfortable, almost serum-like, and it gives the skin a glow, it ends up breaking down or wearing off pretty quickly on me throughout the day. And that's not the case with this one. This one looks great. You can leave it if you don't want to set it. They say it's self-setting, but because I do have, combo leaning slightly oily skin, I always set mine, and then it looks so good all day long. And again, it feels super lightweight, very, very comfortable. It has like a true breathable skin-like finish to it. I actually need to purchase a new shade. So I went with the shade N4, which is what I wear in the concealer, but it does dry down a little bit darker. So I think I'm going to pick up N2 during the sale, especially since we are heading into winter. I don't really have much of a tan right now, but whatever tan I do have will absolutely be gone within like the next month or two. So I feel like a little bit of a lighter shade would be a great option. So like I said, I do recommend the Natasha Denona concealer all the time. So I wanted to choose something different. And this is something I've loved for years. You've probably heard me talk about it on my channel, but I've been using it a little bit more frequently lately. The Tower 28 Swipe All Over Hydrating Serum Concealer. This is very thin, very hydrating. I do recommend this if you have dry skin or normal skin. My skin, like I said, leans a little bit more oily, but this actually holds up really well on my skin too. This has a really gorgeous kind of like hydrating glow to it. I actually wore this in place of foundation the other day, and it was a little bit too much on my skin. I think in the middle of winter, that would be perfect, but since my skin is still a little bit oily right now, I felt like my skin looked super glowy. So if you have dry skin, you will actually love it for that reason. Even though my skin did look a little bit oily, it still held up extremely well. And even though I have, oily, sometimes combo skin, depending on the season, I do love a good glowy product. So it's nice to have something that gives me that glow, that feels super hydrating, but that also holds up well throughout the day. And that is the case with this concealer and also the Natasha Denona foundation. This just blends out super easily. It's very, very comfortable. Once you set it, it will not move throughout the day. So highly recommend this if you're looking for a new concealer. I don't think it has a lot more product in it than other concealers, but for some reason, this one seems to last me forever. I think it's because it is so thin and blends out so well, so you really don't need a lot of it, which is nice if you're buying something from Sephora. And this is less expensive than a lot of the other high-end concealers I've purchased or tried. This is the only category where I have 4 products because I also wanted to mention the One Size Until Dawn setting spray. This is the best setting spray in the world if you're looking for the longest lasting wear or you're looking for a transfer proof setting spray. I think I was talking about this in my Sephora wishlist video, and I was like, well, I probably won't use this as much during the winter. And then one of you left a comment saying it's actually perfect during the winter to stop your makeup from transferring onto your coat, onto your scarves. And I was like, that is actually so smart because it's getting colder where I live. I pulled out one of my winter coats the other day and it did have makeup on the collar. And I wash my coats frequently, but if you wear makeup and you have like a coat that goes all the way up, or you live in the Northeast like me, you're pulling your coat around your face and makeup will automatically transfer. So I didn't even think about the fact that a setting spray like this is perfect for helping to stop the transfer of that. I usually just use it to lock my makeup into place really well. And when I use this setting spray, my makeup does not move. I always say this, but when I did my cousin's makeup for her wedding, she got caught in like a torrential downpour in the middle of her ceremony. She came in the reception, her makeup was flawless. She didn't touch it up all night. and it looked perfect because I doused her face in this setting spray. Like, it truly is the best. So I will never stop recommending this one. It is so good. Right now, they do have a set on Sephora's website I plan on grabbing during the sale. It comes with a full-size setting spray and then a travel spray for a little bit of a discount. Like, the normal setting spray is $34. The set is $36. So you're, for like $2 extra, you're getting the mini travel spray, which is nice too. The other day it was sold out and then they restocked it. So if it does sell out during the beginning of the sale, check back because they might end up restocking it later on. Just a couple of cheek products. I actually don't have anything brand new to recommend in this category, just some tried and true staples that I still stand by. For bronzer, the Too Faced Melting Bronzing and Sculpting Sticks. This is so underrated. And I feel like it's because, you know, Too Faced as a whole, they kind of have a reputation for, you know, a lot of gimmicky products, cute packaging, but maybe not the highest quality formulas. I'm telling you, this is one of the best cream bronzers at Sephora. It is so easy to use. Actually, I filmed the application clips yesterday, and when I went to apply this, I applied way too much because I forgot for a second how pigmented it is, and I was just kind of like loading up my brush. Even though I applied too much, all I had to do was like go over the cheek with, or go over my cheek with my foundation brush that just had like leftover foundation on it, and it looks perfect. Like, you really can't mess this product up. Even if you over apply it, it is so easy to blend out because it is so creamy, but it's also richly pigmented, which is nice because recently I tried a cream bronzer. What was it? Oh, it was the About Face bronzer. I love About Face, but that bronzer, it felt like every time I applied it, I couldn't get enough on my face. Like, the color just kept blending away. And that does not happen with this one. It's so beautiful. It stays in place extremely well. It's very, very flattering on the skin. Honestly, just one of the best formulas out there if you are looking for a new formula to try. Another older favorite that I kind of rediscovered over the last few months, I was switching out my makeup, and you know, I always like to move things around for the upcoming season. So when I did my fall everyday makeup drawer, probably like at the end of August, I put these blushes in my drawer and I've been using them so much. These are the Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veils from Makeup by Mario. So I've actually been wearing the shade Perfect Pink quite a bit, which for me, this is like a very bright, very vibrant color, but it's so stunning, so easy to work with. It's a very lightweight formula, so you can go in with a super small amount. You can easily build it up, and I think that is perfect if you're like me and brighter colors are maybe a little bit more intimidating. I also have this berry shade, and I haven't been wearing this one quite as much, but now that like fall is here, we're heading into the holiday season soon, I'm going to try to incorporate this into my makeup looks a little bit more. You can apply it directly on top of like unset makeup, whether you're wearing a tinted moisturizer, a foundation, but if you lightly powder your skin, you can still apply this product. So sometimes I'll like do my makeup and then I'm like, oh, I feel like I need a little something extra, and I'll still just take this right on top of my cheeks, even if they have a little bit of powder on them, and it wears really well throughout the day. It's not the longest lasting blush because it is more of like that balmy formula, but it just looks so natural. Like, there's a little bit of a glow there. It's not a greasy looking glow, an oily looking glow. It's just really flattering. So I have been enjoying these so much. Really, really beautiful. For some reason, the bronzer from this line, like there's a product like this that's meant to be a bronzer that never worked for me, and I don't know why. And I'm tempted to try it again, but I think I already tried it twice and both times it didn't work for me for whatever reason, but the blushes are stunning. For highlighter, I still really recommend the Rare Beauty highlighters. These are my absolute favorite highlighters of all time. Like, they just can't be beat. I've tried so many other formulas since originally trying these and nothing compares. These look so good on the skin. And there's a new brush I'm using to apply them that just applies them perfectly. It's the Nicola Rose N20. She just launched like her second collection with BK Beauty, and I was using this for the Rare Beauty blush the other day, and it did apply the blush perfectly. So I was like, let me try it with the highlighter. I'm not wearing highlighters today, but it just diffuses the product so perfectly. Like, it gives you such a light touch to the cheeks, which is amazing with a formula like this because it is so intense. So you can get that really intense look if you're using more of a dense brush, but if you want just like a light touch of highlight with this formula, just like a fluffy brush like this, something, I don't even know how to describe this. I don't really have anything else like this in my collection. Like so many of my other brushes are very dense, but this one is just very soft. So originally I was like, I don't think I'll love that for blush, but it is nice for blush when I want a softer look, but also just so good for highlighter. So the Rare Beauty highlighter is my favorite. I hate that they break so easily, and that is partially why I hesitate to recommend them sometimes. This is what my highlighter in Mesmerize looks like right now because it did shatter, and I just like leave it on top of my vanity, and I still use it. I mean, I used it for the eyes today, but sometimes if you're like traveling or they break and they fall open, you'll lose most of the product, which honestly sucks for a high-end product. If I could only recommend one high-end lip product, I'd go with this one, the Henriksen Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment. I even have a few more of these because I do purchase them. Like I pay full price for these, and then I try to buy them if I want another one during a sale when I can get a little bit of a discount. These are so good. Like truly the best lip treatment, the best lip balm out there. It's hard to say which one is my favorite because honestly, I love them all. They all smell really, really good, except there was one that I hated, but a lot of you said you liked it. What was it? Blood Orange Spritz. That one's at Ulta. I don't think they actually have it at Sephora. That is the only one I did not like, but the rest of them smell amazing. I think my favorite color is Lingonberry Jam Glimmer. It's a really beautiful berry that has some shimmer in it, and this is the one that I reach for the most. Now, I don't go through these super quickly. I mean, obviously I have a lot of them. So I feel like if I was just using one, I'd probably finish it up fully, but it's a thicker formula. So it does last longer than like the Summer Fridays lip balms or really any other like squeeze tube lip balm formula I own. I don't feel the need to reapply it as often. Once it wears off, my lips still feel really moisturized. It looks so glossy, so shiny. It gives my lips a little bit of like a plumped up look just because it is so smoothing and so glossy on the lips. But I truly love this product. If you're someone who's like, whenever I use one of those lip balms, my lips actually feel worse when it wears off, try this formula because it truly is a really nourishing formula that doesn't just like hydrate the lips for a few minutes, but it actually leaves your lips feeling really good throughout the day. They just launched a vanilla one. I am going to buy that during the sale because the other clear one I usually wear when I don't have any makeup on, when I'm just sitting at my desk. It is citrus and it smells really good. I've loved it like throughout the summer, but vanilla is so cozy for winter. So I'm excited to have that one, but truly just such a good product. My absolute favorite formula. If you're looking for a good lipstick, the Makeup by Mario formula, again, it's been a favorite of mine for a really long time. I've been wearing the shade Bronx Baby quite a bit. This is like one of my go-to fall lipsticks just because it is kind of like the perfect rosy nude. I have a couple of different shades, so I will apply them on the lips for you when I'm done filming. I'll do some swatches so you can see what they look like. This is a gorgeous formula, very rich, very creamy, so it just glides on nicely. But again, feels really moisturizing, gives your lips like a nice smooth finish, and it actually stays in place really well for like a cream lipstick formula. This just feels luxe. Like this formula truly doesn't dry out my lips. It looks gorgeous, wears really well. Like there's just something about this formula that feels like an elevated formula compared to a lot of the other lipsticks in my collection. The last product in this category is actually a holiday lip set, but I've been wearing this lip combo in like the majority of my videos for the last month or two. It's from Merit. It's called the Archival set. So it comes with 3 full-size products. You get a lip liner, a lipstick, and then also a lip oil. I've said this before. I'm not typically a big fan of their lip liners or their lip oils, but there's something about this set. The formula feels better than it has in the past. So I don't know if my preferences have changed, mostly when it comes to the lip oil, or if the formula changed, but I actually love this set. I wear these products together. I wear them separately. I'll wear the lip liner with the lip oil, or I'll wear the lip liner with the lipstick and the lip oil on top. That's what I have today. And it just looks so good. I feel like they did a good job of creating like complementary shades, but not the same exact shades in all 3 formulas. Like sometimes when a brand does a lip set and they do like 3 separate products, it's the exact same color in 3 finishes, which is fine. Sometimes I like that, but I like the fact that these are all a little bit different. You can kind of customize the lip color depending on how much you apply of each one. And because all 3 of these products are sheer, they're actually able to be customized more so than something that is super richly pigmented. So I've been loving this combo. I mean, all 3 of the products together feel really good, very moisturizing. They're not necessarily the most long wearing products, but they're very just beautiful, good for like everyday, more natural looks. I go back and forth on this sheer lip liner formula because when I typically want to wear a lip liner, I want something that's like rich, intense, defines the lips, locks my lip products in place. But because this one has like a sheer quality to it, I feel like it looks a little bit more natural on the lips. Like you can overline your lips, which I don't really always do on purpose, but I'm just not good at lining my lips. I don't have like a very distinct lip line, especially on the bottom. So I feel like a lot of the time I accidentally overline, and I don't know, this is just like a very forgiving formula. So I don't use this on days where I'm like truly looking to lock my lipstick into place, but maybe more so create like a little bit of definition, but nothing too harsh. And then this lipstick is beautiful because it is sheer. It's just very flattering. So you can really blend it into the lips and kind of meld it with this lip liner to create the look you want. And then again, you can add this on top to create a glossy finish. I almost ended this video and I forgot that I had 3 other products I wanted to recommend kind of in my random category. So 1 skincare product, 1 hair mask, and 1 perfume. So if you've wanted to try Beauty of Joseon or you're looking for a new moisturizer, highly recommend their Dynasty cream. Beauty of Joseon came to Sephora not too long ago. And I've also tried their sunscreen, which is gorgeous, but my top recommendation from the brand is easily the Dynasty cream. It is the most perfect texture. It is something that I love to use in the morning or at night. And I honestly think no matter what skin type you have, you would love this formula. It is really creamy, very lightweight. It's kind of like a gel cream, but leans a little bit more in like the cream direction, but super thin. So it sinks in very quickly. It leaves your skin looking dewy, plumped up, feeling incredibly moisturized. They use rice bran water, which is known to have a lot of skincare benefits. It's not a bad price. It's normally $24 for 1.69 ounces, which honestly, some drugstore brands are selling moisturizers that come very close to that. So a really great price, especially if you can get like a little bit of a discount during the sale. And honestly, just such a beautiful formula. I've been using mine so much. I plan on repurchasing the Gisou hair mask. That has been my favorite for the last few months. A little bit goes a long way. Like when I originally bought that, I wasn't expecting it to last as long as it has. I use it pretty frequently, but because it is so thick and so rich, I feel like you honestly just need a super small amount. It leaves my hair feeling hydrated. I feel like my hair looks pretty shiny and smooth. I usually deal with a lot of breakage. I always show you guys, like, let's see how the progress is going. I broke off a good chunk of my hair back here. Was it last holiday season or right before that? And it is growing. And that is aided by a couple of things I've been doing for my hair. But I do think the hair mask plays a big role in that because I use it so consistently. I used to skip doing a hair mask pretty frequently because I was like, oh, I have to style my hair today. I need to wash it. So if I use a hair mask, it will weigh it down. But this product doesn't weigh my hair down, even though it is super rich, very nourishing. Like I can use it, still style my hair, and I feel like it looks great. So highly recommend that if you are looking for a new hair mask. It's one of my absolute favorites, and I like it so much that I plan on repurchasing it. And I feel like that says a lot because there are a few other hair masks I love. Like I do like the Amika one. I also like the Coco and Eve one, but the Gisou one is definitely the one I'm going with this time around. Last recommendation, if you're looking for a new fragrance, my go-to has been Queen's Caramel from Ellis, Brooklyn. I love this scent so much. You have to be a fan of gourmand scents because it is just like that warm, kind of sweet vanilla. What are the key notes? Caramel, whipped coconut, milky musks. It also has notes of maple sugar, white chocolate, and pink salt. So it does smell really just delicious, very warm, very sweet. It's not, I'm so bad at describing fragrances. It's not like a cotton candy sweet. It's like, just like truly like a fall delicious scent. I've actually been layering it with their apple fragrance as well. And that is the perfect combo if you want to smell like a caramel apple in the best way. Just like warm, cozy, fall, apple cider, just like everything delicious about fall. But it's also great on its own too if you don't want like the apple scent layered in. But I feel like it just, they like balance each other perfectly. Like the fruity with the warm, the vanilla and the sweet, but like the crisp freshness of the apple one. I love them together. I can't get enough of them. That's everything I wanted to share with you in today's video. Just a few of my favorite high-end products I cannot get enough of. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope that you are doing really well, enjoying the last few days of October. Let me know in the comments below if you have any fun Halloween plans or what you're up to, and I will see you very soon with a new one. Bye.